to follow up?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I'd like to take a look at it from a different perspective because your colleagues Ned Price and Vedant Patel and now you've been telling me, because there have been so many different instances, like the first burning of the Quran, PKK protests, day in and day out I was here asking questions about them. And 7 months ago, your colleagues were telling me that Sweden was ready to join NATO, even before those steps have been taken. So that created some kind of distrust amongst Turks, because you were literally talking about something that hasn't happened yet. And now you're telling us again that they're ready to join NATO. So I think, would you not say that that created a little bit of a distrust towards the US statements? Because you were saying that Sweden was ready to join NATO in January, and you're still saying that. But between the 2 months, January and July, a lot has happened.
Sure. What I will say to that is yes, you're right. We have believed for a number of months that Sweden was ready to join NATO. But part of the consultative process of joining NATO is it has to be a unanimous decision by all 31 members of the alliance. And as part of that consultative process, it is appropriate for countries to raise issues that they have and ask for applicants who want to join NATO to take issues to correct them. We think it was appropriate that Turkey raised those questions. We think it was appropriate that Turkey pressed Sweden to take action. So far from not listening to concerns expressed by Turkey, we have welcomed their expressing those concerns, and we have welcomed. Let me just finish. We have welcomed Sweden's taking steps to address them. So I would say we think that it was appropriate for Turkey to raise those concerns. We believe that Sweden has addressed them, and as I said, we think it's time to move to full membership.
One more, please.
Yeah.
So regarding the EU demand, quote unquote, from the Turkish president today, it kind of turned into things being linked up to each other, right? And it all started with the F-16 fighter jet sale process, because there was, if you can call it, blackmail from certain Congress members that we're not going to approve the F-16 fighter jet sale unless this and this and that happens. And they also said that even if Sweden's NATO application process is completed, we've got other demands. So isn't it just fair then that seeing that treatment from certain Congress members, and also President of the United States said that Erdogan told me, let's work on something on the F-16s, but I told him, let's get Sweden done. So that was literally a deviation from the State Department talking points. So isn't it just fair now Ankara is making some demands?
I'm not going to speak to what's fair or what's not fair. I'm not going to speak to what certain members of Congress have said.
How would you react then, the president deviating from that talking point?
The president has not deviated from any talking points. The president sets the policy for the United States, of course. I will say, as I have said, as the president has said, as the Secretary of State has said, we support the provision of F-16s to Turkey. We have made that clear for some time. We also believe that it is time for Sweden's accession to NATO to be approved. We will continue to have conversations with senior-level Turkish officials. I'm sure that the Secretary of State would be ready to have another conversation with the foreign minister at the appropriate time, because this is a high priority for us, and we believe it's time to get it done.